Sorry, Terry, I'm cutting you off.
No, no.
I'm trying to hustle. We'll go ahead and get started, and I'll take over. Thank you, Mr. Mansfield, for taking over for me this morning. I had a meeting I could not miss, so I'm here, and I'll run this more incompetently.
It's on page 36 in your main document, and Ms. Browning has the salary details on the screen.
All righty. Y'all want to come on up?
I just wanted to point out in here before we get started, are the election workers.
Okay.
Somehow cycled back to a one-year election cycle. The amount we submitted was $277,219, and what's showing up on the budget is $145,297. And so, when you look at it again this morning, it is on, the first sheet submitted correctly, on the main budget, and then I guess on the detail sheet, this isn't our spreadsheet, this is one that we get, I don't exactly know what happened, but it's showing up a different amount, I want the 145.
So you're saying the 145 should be how much?
277,219, it was on the front sheet that we submitted.
That's a big change. What's the?
The one election cycle versus two. You know, because every year we have an election, and it alternates between one election and two elections, depending on when it is. So we'll always have the one, but like this year coming up, we'll have August and November in the 2024-2025
Okay, so
budget.
you're saying that this is so you're saying that this is.
Yes, and that was, it was picked up on the second page.
Two elections, you're having two
Yes, sir.
elections.
And if y'all
This fiscal year.
This fiscal year, right, 24-25, and if you all remember, we just submitted on April 24th, because you all always ask the PPP reimbursement, and we submitted that on April 24th. We're working with the state
What
right
was
now,
your-
but David always knows it comes in the next fiscal
What was
year.
your amount?
277,
No, what was?
219 is what we submitted.
277, 219, or 227?
277, 219.
So what was that amount in the fiscal year 2023? So like 2 years back, so it would have been a like.
234, 872, yes.
Okay, 230, so to compare like for like, it would be 234 to 277.
Yes, sir.
Can I interject in like to like? Are we talking about the same number of polling or election, polling, early voting? When we compare the 23 to the 25, I mean,
The number of elections, so.
I understand, but are you having the same locations? I mean, are you manning
Yes, ma'am.
the same? Because right now you have 29.
We added one since then.
So then you had 28 day of. You had 28, and now you have 29 day of locations. What about early voting days? How many locations did you have back then, and how many do you have now?
Same, two
Two
full-time, Hendersonville and Gallatin, and then we did what we call satellite, which we go to each of the municipalities.
So those are the locations. How many days of early voting did you have in the past, and how many do you have now?
It's statutory. It depends on how many Saturdays, but it's 14 or 15 days.
It's statutory that we have that many early voting days?
Yes,
If you do it.
If you do it at all?
No, you have to do it. That's not an option.
At one location, full-time.
So do you do
That's
all
the
the, you do, and we're all politicians, we all know how the Saturday voting, all the citizens, they ask me why Saturday's closed at noon when they wanted to vote all day on Saturday. That's
Statutory
controlled
is
by the
9
state.
to 12. We could extend it if you guys want to fund it, but we absolutely.
Well, I don't think the citizens want to spend any more money, I'm just trying to understand what the law requires.
That is what the law requires. If you're open during, like the Monday through Friday, and then that Saturday falls within early voting, we have to be open 9 to 12 minimum on Saturday.
And you have to be open the Monday through Friday.
Period. Right. And no voting on Sunday.
I'm remembering now, you have to be open at one location,
That's
not
correct.
4, but 1.
Right. But we
Okay.
have our two biggest voting blocks in the county, obviously, are
Gal-
Henderson and Gallatin.
yes.
So we stay the full time in those two. And then we, like I said, we move around to Goodlettsville, White House, Portland, but usually just a day during either a March or May election, an August election, and typically 2 days, sorry,
It's Bob's, yeah.
2 days, for November election general, because it's, much larger participation in a bigger election.
I'm still just trying to figure out from last year how we spend more than Rutherford County. That's what I've been trying to,
Rutherford County has convenient vote centers, we don't. It's a different, it's apples to
So,
oranges.
here's going down this one a bit. So I just did a little bit of beer math, quick calculation.
Okay,
276, so if I'm comparing 277, 234, which that makes sense to me.
Okay.
18% different in yours, so there's an 18% bump there.
yes,
Which, that's not, and that includes one additional tolling location that was up from the 2 years ago.
We had 29. The big bump is because this year will be a presidential.
No, I
2023
understand
did
that,
not have
that
presidential.
that percent wise,
that was 2020.
That was right before redistricting. When we
So,
had to do the
when we had to
29.
do it,
Yes.
right, because of redistricting, because you can
Right,
only
so
have
it
a maximum.
included 29 and 2020.
so, I mean, I won't, that doesn't, that doesn't sound, that number doesn't like jump out of me as being like
Right,
crazy.
but the November general in 2022 is not the same as the November general in 2024 because it's presidential.
Here are the ones that did jump out at me a little bit, like,
Okay.
because 126 to 145, 15%, that doesn't jump out at me crazy, and then if we're doing like there, that, 18, maybe a little bit higher, but it doesn't scream.
Okay,
Here are the ones that, maintenance and repair, there's about $100,000 extra maintenance and repair office equipment, $100,000 difference between last year and this year. If you go maintenance, repair, office.
Oh, that's
Hit that note there. Get over the note there, because she has a note there, includes for convenience voting of $90,000.
How much?
It says includes convenience voting, money of the 90,000 is noted on the request.
Okay,
Yes,
so that's
yes,
that's
yes.
for, that's to build out the.
And convenient votes.
And then up here on the
So
left.
have we spent that?
no,
Several of
So
them.
you have that, it's not spent, because,
no, we don't have it, you all never, it's not funded.
oh, so, okay, I get it, we have, that's right, so you're planning to deploy convenience voting centers, and that's for that.
We have notes up here that shows which ones, there's 2 or 3 items that include that.
Okay.
There's 50,000 in that one, and then legal services has, I believe, convenience, there's like 3 or 4 items that has convenience. voting.
And that went with my notes submitted to finance.
Huh?
Okay, got that one.
Yeah, there will be-
No, it says maintenance. Oh, sorry, no, you're right, that's postal. Sorry, I was off one. So that $90,000 postal, was that postal charges for convenience voting?
Well, 90,000 of it was according
Okay.
to our notes.
Okay, got it. So
So-
there was that one, just a second.
We recopied her notes on the notes.
So, hold on a minute, there was, I'm gonna make sure I'm on the right line here.
At least we tried to.
So maintenance, it's either other contracted, I think it's other contracted services. We're $36,000 at requested.
Moving services of 35.
The one that- It's the move over to the,
I'm kidding, David.
it's moving cost
This is $36,000
to
to
move to, what's the other location over there?
1019.
Yeah, to move to the TRC.
I'm down at the bottom here, because I'm just looking up the big.
Start $35,000 to move to the TRC. is what the-
Okay, so this was for the TRC move.
Which was
Yes.
Okay.
But we occurred that already? Or,
Yeah, I mean, y'all are already there, though.
yeah, so didn't we spend that already?
No, ma'am, the only thing that's there is the equipment, all the voting machines and the printers and all of that. None of the office staff, other than the equipment handlers, are there. So all of the workstations, the staff, the.
The
card-
file,
The
the card.
card bearer,
Mhm.
Rotamax is, they're here, and those are very, it's like moving a piano, they're very difficult to move, you have to have a professional.
I'm just
Yeah, so-
noting things.
They're all here, everything, all of that is
The-
here.
And that's to move the machines down on the bottom, the office equipment.
So the other, the janitorial services, 26,000?
Okay, so you all, when we went up there, and John might be able to add on it, we don't, the current, staff here does not service that building. We'll have to do that separately. Like the maintenance staff that you have here that cleans this building up.
So we would be increasing our, in order to operate out of the PRC, we'll be increasing our janitorial, is this like an extra FTE?
Or it would have to go into Mr. Isbell's budget.
It's just, the point is that it costs more to.
Right, because the
TRC.
state was there before, so they paid for their own janitorial service. Is that right, John? The state was there before.
The state did it, yeah.
Right, okay.
We've never provided.
So no matter who's there, it's gonna have to be paid.
But we can ask them tomorrow when they come to ask for their money, what they
Okay.
did. They'll be here
And
tomorrow.
I'm just, like,
Right.
literally, I'm just going down this and I'm
Sure,
looking
yes,
at
sir.
the big numbers that pop out at me.
They'll be there for their money.
I think, okay, so legal notice and court cost,
We have no clue.
Well,
I'm
Well,
seeing,
legal notices go up for convenient vote centers.
Right.
Because we have to contact.
so
all
these are,
of-
that's for convenience voting
Yes.
centers? Okay. Got it.
Those are the big ones.
I think those are the big ones. I understand the overtime because you're doing 2 years versus 1 this year, so that's about right. That's about one and double. I understand that. Okay, got it. Oh, sorry, guys. I know I was the one that asked it. Wait. Sorry. Office equipment and, data process, office and data processing equipment.
That's to move.
That's to move the big, that Cherry was just asking about, that's to move the big Rotamaxes, the card bears. It's like, you have to move those have to be moved professionally.
And this is to move them for,
To the-
TRC?
Yes, sir, to 1019.
Okay.
Like, we have 2 of them, they're huge, and they're all moving parts. It's those trays that roll constantly, all the voter registration cards and then the originals.
Okay.
We've got 2 of those now. and
Are they secured now?
They're here.
Okay, got it.
So they'll have to be moved, but they have to bring, it's a big ordeal to move them. They got trays that slide in, the shelves that move, and all those have to be taken out. And we have to supervise that. There has to be someone with them at all times, because that's the voter registration original
All right.
applications.
And then office equipment, I'm assuming is new office equipment for the TRC, or is that for the new convenience voting center?
No, we don't have any office equipment.
That's to move the machines, it's in the wrong account.
Right.
That's
Oh,
where she
what?
cut, yeah, the office could, probably should be like a contracted service. But that's what's in there right now, it's the new filing cabinets, it's called.
Machines.
Construction, 60 grand.
Okay,
That's where you put the money to move the filing machines.
Okay.
okay.
Where you-
And this is-
They're called card bearers Rotamaxes.
All right,
They were
sorry.
back-
Filing machines, or no matter
That
what.
We put the voting registration cards in there.
Yeah, instructional supplies and,
General construction, 60 grand.
or general construction. What's the general construction for?
Building
Says
improvements.
TRC.
That's TRC too? Okay,
And that'll depend on how all that works.
all right, okay. Sorry, I'm now I'm finished, sorry, my bad.
That's okay, it's just a lot of unknowns, we're kind of right in the middle of it.
I get it.
Okay.
So I understand that it's apples to oranges with Rutherford County because they're on convenience centers. But with all this additional cost, it seems like we're even exceeding them even more.
I don't have their numbers, so I'm not sure.
Okay, I just wanted to follow up on my earlier
I'll be
question.
happy to look at, I don't, David.
Do you want us to pull them off the audits for you? Yeah, just make a note.
Well, I guess I should just have all my questions with the other departments. I just need to gather up all the audit reports myself.
We need an analyst and so forth.
Where did you get them, Terry?
Huh?
Where did you get your number? I mean, what are you?
No, I was just saying I've asked the other departments for numbers from other counties. I've
Oh,
consistently
okay.
asked.
We'll go-
And every time the answer's been, it's in the audit report.
Oh,
So I was just saying, I'll
I
just gather
didn't
them
see it.
all 99 audit reports up and I'll just start reading them.
Well,
Okay.
we can pull-
Save us some.
Okay.
We can pull that one, pull Rutherford if you want us to.
Well, while we're at it with the fees and all that.
Any other questions? Thank you, ma'am.
Is that it? You done
That's
with
it.
this?
Oh, I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a day-to-day operation, and I'm not micromanaging or anything, I just have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you pay election workers? I run into people at the grocery store that want work, and just for the here's a pitch for you. How much does an election worker make? Because I know you need them. How much will they get if they come in and they work, and what are the hours and what are the requirements and stuff?
It depends on what position they are. So we've got registrars, machine operators, then we have officers of elections, special registrars. They get paid, they did before, now that we're moving the equipment, it's a little bit different, but the equipment fee, so everything varies.
So if I come over and I want to be an election worker day of election, how much money do I get?
$145 is the cheapest with a class of $20.
One $145. People want to know.
No, I know, it's just, this is budget. Thank y'all.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I don't get a chance to get it any other time. I'll be good.
Veterans are on
You
page,
want to shoot me an email?
No, it's
All
fine.
right, we got, if you would send an email,
Okay.
what that is, that'd be helpful.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. no problem.
veterans is on page 78, Mr. Sheriff.
Got it.
And Miss Browning has their salaries up at the
No,
top.
sorry, I realized that came off as smart.
And they've asked for the 5% cost of living and an additional 6%.
78.
Yes, they're on page
All right,
78 in their salary request are on the screen.
all right. Sir, go ahead, let's do it.
Don't really have too much to pitch. The main increases that we want to ask for in the rural healthcare, we're asking for increases in our equipment fees, or one-time equipment cost devices, iPads. We got a communication additional because we're going to go out. We have to have connectivity in order to do telehealth in rural areas. So that's the main component of the additional communication costs and equipment fees that we had added on there.
So y'all doing telehealth?
So we signed a MOA with the Tennessee Valley Healthcare System, which is the local VA. They have a push to try and increase the reach of telehealth into rural areas. And as part of that, part of the MOA, veterans can now schedule telehealth appointments to come to this building and do a telehealth appointment. We've got a facility set up, and we just did the test a couple days ago.
So they're doing, so okay, so the veteran is coming here and they're speaking to the provider via a capability that we have here. We're not running providers out of here.
Correct.
Okay, I guess I had in my.
Our veterans from the county can come to this building now. What we want to do with this budget proposal is increase it so we can provide our volunteers the capability to take something to the veterans themselves in their homes.
Oh, I see, so the volunteer would go and take out a computer.
Take like an iPad essentially, get a video connection to their doctor at the VA, and schedule to have their meeting in person.
Okay.
Been a push to improve the quality of healthcare for rural areas.
And will that increase their benefits potentially? Will you be able to get them qualified for more disabilities and stuff?
Maybe, yes ma'am. Maybe. We won't be able to do telehealth for what are called compensation examinations, but certainly if a veteran gets diagnosed with a new condition, it would be a lot easier for us to know about it and get some help with them.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times we have veterans that don't get diagnosed because they don't go to their medical appointments because they're afraid to drive to Nashville. So the more medical care we can get to them, the more likely it is we'll be able to find something compensation.
Are they going to need hotspots when they take these?
We're going to just have these as basically like big cell phones. Big cell phones with like a larger screen cell phone. So we'll use the existing network to kind of compensate for not having cell coverage out. The increase in the salaries, we kind of just did a quick salary check, and we are on the low end of our neighboring counties. We compared to Rutherford, and we compared to Montgomery County. And Montgomery County's got a massive operation. They've got 10 different service officers, so it's a little difficult to draw the exact comparison. And Rutherford County does not operate a separate veterans office. They're actually an extension of the mayor's office. So those comps weren't as exact. But for example, Wilson County and Robertson County both earned more this past year than our service officers and director did.
So, I mean, in total, you're asking for $23,000.
Yeah, not much. I mean,
Yeah.
and the other one I want to point out is travel. The commissioner now is trying to get, instead of our annual trainings always being in Middle Tennessee, we did it in Knoxville this past October. We're going to have to go to Chattanooga this year. So I was hoping that we could decrease that.
Any other questions? Thank
Are,
you, sir. Oh, go
I
ahead.
do have a quick question. Do you have the staff to, take care of the flow of the veterans coming in? I mean, how's your work flow?
We are still running to where we're booked up about a week out. And then one of the things I've been pointing out in our monthly reports is that we have, for every one appointment, we've got 2 to 3 walk-ins. And we're one of the few counties in the area that accepts walk-ins. So we stay busier day to day than our normal appointment workload would indicate. But we're generally able to get all the
Good.
questions answered. We haven't heard we've heard a couple of complaints about how it takes a little while for us to get back to people. It will take us a day to get back to people calling and leave a voicemail. A lot of those complaints stem from when we had some temporary glitches with the phone system, because we didn't get
Okay.
voicemails.
I just want to make sure you didn't need more part-time hours or anything.
Not yet. I am looking with the court system, because I would like to see us improve and expand the services we provide for our incarcerated population. There are some that are veterans. We don't have a great system currently of identifying them all and getting help to them. But that's something I think we have to take a look at through the grant program. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All righty, soil.
I don't have any changes in my budget, except for the 5%, whatever, cost of living.
Okay. Hey, Dan, what page?
I'm sorry,
Soil conservation.
77. Just we're on page 77.
Okay, so you don't have, you just applied the 5%?
Yes. Or whatever the cost of living would be,
Yeah.
yeah. Other than that, we don't have any other needs.
Great. Any other questions?
I have a question, and pardon me, I'm not that well versed in what soil conservation does.
Okay.
Could you just give me a quick, without me getting yelled at for taking time?
I can, it'll be brief, I work in the USDA Service Center across town next to the Civic Center. And I'm the only county employee, and that's federal employees there. And I'm the go-between, the connection between FSA, the Farm Service Agency, the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and I'm the county person that takes care of the county and is their, like liaison, I guess, for the landowners. And we have to work in conjunction with, the other agencies there that, like with the Farm Service Agency, we do conservation plans in my office, and I do those myself. And they have to have those conservation plans in order to have any kind of program participation where they get cost share or relief money if there's a drought. Or like with my office, we have the Natural Resource Conservation Service, and we have programs that help landowners assist in installing fencing, livestock waterers. We even help with stream bank restoration. And
So-
those plans also, we do plans for them for their crop rotation, and where they don't overdo the soil, overuse the soil.
So
or-
what is the number 1 service you provide to the county? Like if a citizen comes in, every day a citizen comes in wanting to stick a bubble gum, what is that bubble gum? What do more people want your help with than anything else?
To put in practices.
Just
Cost share.
all of
Yeah,
it?
cost share.
Okay,
And most of that cost share, the supplies for the cost share, like fencing supplies or waters, or even like the labor, if they hire somebody, is most of the time out of the county.
do people know about these services? Do people just
Yes.
know? Because I just don't know.
Well, if you're not, most of them are farmers.
Yeah,
Some
and they
of them
all
are
know.
landowners that have like a stream bank erosion. We just did one, in the county, and it was like a $24,000 project. So it helped to stabilize and sheet out livestock that were going across the.
So everybody
stream.
knows we don't need to educate people on the services you provide?
No,
or-
because we have that.
Okay,
available.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
And we've been the district has been dissolved, it was developed in 1937.
Well, we just have a lot of new people coming in from out of state. They're
Yes.
buying farms and stuff.
Yes.
And
they
I just
come
don't
to us,
know
they
that
get
they
sent to
know.
us.
They get
Yes.
sent to you
And see, we
by,
have a connection with the extension service too.
So-
Like, if they go over there and ask. okay,
And they send them to
I want
you.
to do this, or they come to our office and they want to get into the livestock business, cattle, then we refer them to them for the Cattle Association where they get training on how to properly raise their cattle.
I understand. Thank you for helping me.
Thank you. All right, assessor, who's probably, everybody knows who you are. So,
The assessor is on page number 45, and then they have a capital request on page 97. And then Beth's gonna put their salaries on the board. And since we're ahead of schedule after this, can we go ahead and finish Mr. Shitler? He's still got magistrate for this.
yeah, we can do that. We can do that. I'd like to get it as ahead as we can here, because I think there are gonna be a few of them that we're gonna take extra time on, so anything that we can knock out.
We're gonna knock him out
Mr.
for
Hurd?
lunch.
Mr. Lemble's the assessor right now.
Well, sorry, that's,
He get it.
I don't, I probably want to be here right now.
Okay, I had some things that I needed to, I need a couple trucks from a field man.
So I think I'm gonna ask a question here.
Yes, sir.
How much more money do you want from the counties so that y'all can assess people's property values higher? I'm just
Oh, my
kidding.
goodness.
I'm just kidding.
We don't need money to raise
Is this
that. No, we do
I'm
that-
just kidding.
We can do that with flip a switch.
Y'all can throw something at me. I had to take it.
But,
All right, go for it.
No, we just need some more trucks. And, we were informed the other day that we're gonna have to update our computers. They're obsolete. And I didn't put that on the budget. That's
So
from
what do you need to update this?
our computer system. They're telling us in IT that we need all new computers.
Are you talking hardware or software, a new system?
Hardware.
Hardware.
Do you have an estimate?
John, did you get an estimate on that?
No, we haven't, because we didn't put that in the budget, because we didn't know that everybody's gonna have to go to Windows 11, okay? That's what Tuttle's telling us, and it's gotta happen before 2026, because 10 will be no longer supported, from what I understand.
Well, it's software unless the hardware it doesn't have the horsepower.
Said by 2026.
Yeah,
But you're
when's
doing the
the,
hardware
by
this year.
by 2026?
Okay, so we,
Yeah. That's good to know.
Transferred to do three.
so this is another
That's
example
great.
of,
This year's budget.
John just mentioned this, and
But-
David's right, this is
We
another
need to
example of
have
like
that.
enterprise-wide IT deployment as opposed to like,
I think it's for cost savings.
yeah, so so that's probably the right call. Let's talk to them about something, what do we need to do across the county that way we're not just picking them out. Sometimes you can get some cost savings.
Now, we had already transferred some funds that we have in this current budget to upgrade the mapping computers. So we'd already planned on taking care of that.
Go ahead.
For your, I'm on page 97 of your vehicle request, like are these two new vehicles
97.
because you don't have them, or you're just trying to replace current vehicles? What's
We're
going
trying
on?
to replace some.
What's the
So-
matter with them?
Well, I think,
How old are they and how many miles are they and are they broken?
2007, about 2007,
It's 06 and an 07.
06 and
How
07.
many
How
miles?
many miles on them?
110, let's see.
Only 110,000 miles?
Some of them.
That's not a lot of miles, I'm sorry.
More than
And while we're on vehicles, if we can step back into the computer, looking at computers overall, as Matt was talking about, I'd like to look at vehicles overall, because I've been in the parking lot at night, and we've got 22 trucks out there. Now, some of them are Mr. Limble's old, broken down trucks that need new transmissions, but I don't know who has trucks.
that. I've got one that's.
And I'd like to see a breakdown of the county vehicles and where they sit in what departments. if anybody's interested in this conversation.
We haven't fixed that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a building.
But we just don't, we,
By
I'll put that
default.
on Jenna.
I'm just wanting them to engage.
Okay.
No, not, no. I mean, those vehicles run, I mean, they're.
Well, yeah, they run.
How
but,
many of your
you know, we're all
people,
over the county. If they break down, we gotta go get them.
I mean, but they have 110,000 miles on them?
So some of them got 100.
I think the one that has 110 on it's burning oil right now, from what I understand from the driver of it, and the one that's got 146,000, if my memory is correct. Antifreeze leak, radiator, shocks, tires, I mean, you know.
There's just a whole lot of maintenance to it.
But, you know,
how many field,
I think so.
people do you have and how many trucks do you have? What's your fleet compared to your?
We've got 6.
You got 6 field guys. You got 6 trucks?
Yes.
All right, any other questions? So I know we're getting up over.
They're in their own truck.
Yeah, I actually.
I know we beat John up on it too.
I actually have another question. It's something Mr. Limble and I have discussed.
Go ahead.
I've got a 99.
Are we fulfilling your MOE for your employees by parcel?
I think we're a little shy, aren't we, John?
Do y'all know about this?
No, I don't know about
We're
this.
one
Yeah, I'd
person
like-
shy on the.
Can you explain what the numbers are?
What was your question?
According to the state, we're allowed so many employees per parcel for a certain number of parcels. And, we're about one person shy,
Allowed or required?
required.
It's an MOE requirement in their department.
Okay. So
Now,
we're-
we have, the way it works out, we've got 2 part-time employees. And we've got total 19 employees, 2 of which are part-times.
Do we have a rec out? I mean, is there?
How many parcels do we have now? 85, 86,000?
yeah, off the top of my head, I didn't have.
We're required to have an employee for,
Every 4,500
Every 4,500
parcels, we're
parcels.
supposed to have an employee in all.
Well, yeah, I guess my question is, do we have a job rec out, or are we trying to recruit, or are we,
We don't have a position.
do you need a position for it? I mean, do you need?
well, if we can always use help, just walk in the office.
There's an actual statute that says it's per parcel, and I think minus 4,500 for the assessor, and then you get so many per parcels, period.
Right.
But that would include every person. I don't know how many they got exactly.
So bottom line, by statute, what we say, we're down 1 FTE?
We're down, but according to the law, yes.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm not in here looking for an employee
Oh, I
at
know.
this time.
No, I
But
brought this to
No,
Mr.
you-
Limble,
yeah,
and
but-
I'm bringing it, yeah.
John is probably going to need a chief deputy when he takes over.
If, you know.
Because I don't have a chief deputy.
But if we're required to have something by law, I mean, we want to be within
You want me
the
to-
law.
If he can send us the parcel count, we'll verify for you.
Yeah.
Who goes to jail?
Nobody.
No, it's.
Nobody.
You know, I mean, to be fair, we beat people up all the time over not being in compliance with
Right.
stuff, so.
That's
And
why-
sometimes being in compliance costs more money than that, you know.
Well, how are you counting part-time? How are you counting the part-time? Are you counting them as 37 as one person, or how you counting them?
I'm counting 2 as one.
You're counting the 2 part-time as one employee?
Right.
Which of these on the org chart are your part-time employees?
Pardon?
Who is part-time?
Uh,
Which positions?
Well, actually, yeah, Kim.
She's part-time?
Uh-huh.
Your data entry is part-time. I won't say it loud so everybody can hear it.
What?
Data entry is part-time.
And Sandra, she's listed on there.
I got her at.
Sandra Hesson.
The last one under real property, part-time. Is that part-time 20 hours or 30 hours?
Every 2 weeks, 35 hours, maybe.
So less than,
That's
less
full-time.
than
Except right now, they're putting in a whole lot more right now.
20-ish hours a week. roughly.
And we're short of a field man.
This is the number of employees for their whole
Basically.
department, yeah.
Right now, we have enough field men, but some are gonna be retiring
Right.
shortly.
But that is where the parcels
application comes in, is fieldmen,
Total
Not for the whole
employees.
office.
total employees.
Totals.
I have a question, and probably you or Mr. Isabel can answer. So with assessment, with the software in your office now, are we back at the state, with the state software?
We are with the state.
And how long have we been back with the state?
What, a year?
It's over a year.
Yeah, a little over a year.
Why did we go back to the state?
Because.
Did they force us to? That's my question.
No,
Was it
because-
mandated?
Because the people that we were with sold out their company. They're in China. We were having a hard enough time dealing with them when they were in Boston. So if we have a problem, we can pick a phone call up and they'll send somebody up here.
Okay.
You know, if they're in Boston or China, they want to talk to you on a Skype or whatever, and
So you changed this over last year,
it was changed over last year. John started the process,
and you got it, okay.
and we've gone with it, yes. And they're the ones largely behind our reappraisal, and we've been trying to fine tune it. As you can see, some of the things are, you know,
Everybody's talking?
there's a little buzz going around.
A little bit,
Yeah.
probably not much.
But you know, we've got problems with it, you know, but it doesn't matter who does it, you've always got problems.
Forgive me here, but I'm just cross-referencing the org chart with what we have. And you have data processing personnel. It looks like you've got, I only see one on data entry here, but I mean, that's definitely several personnel.
But that has changed. We have other people that have the capabilities of doing the updates now.
And so because
But
they have that,
before, we had one person that did it all.
so
now
now you've
we have-
distributed all that?
Pardon?
You've distributed that.
Yes, there are other people that have those capabilities, but
So
they're
you
not,
got some
but they're not trained as well at this point.
But are we paying them, but are we paying them at that, are we paying them at that, as a data processor, or are we paying them as a?
Well, they're all being paid, you know, the same pretty much. You know, they start out and then they work their way up, you know.
So they're mostly just paid as seniority then, largely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don, how many parcels did you say there were in total in the county?
80, somewhere in the neighborhood of 85, maybe.
85,000, you think?
Yeah.
When you do data entry, so I buy something. Can you walk me through, because I'm confused on all our different systems we have around here. So I buy something.
Okay.
Walk me through. I assume I
Okay.
go to deeds and they would record me.
They
Does
record
that
the
go to
deed, They
you?
send the deeds to us.
Do you re-enter it
And-
there, or does
and
it feed from their system?
We read it and
You re-enter it?
yes, we put it in our system.
Yeah.
Any name changes on a property is done in our office.
You do all that.
All they do is record it in the deeds.
So they just scan it in and here's the deed if anybody wants to come see it.
Well, you can go next door and get a copy of your deed in the register of deeds. But we have to have that deed, we have to have that document to have the record card. We have a record card, has your name, mailing address.
That's all electronic, or do you have a manual record card?
A lot of it's electronic.
So then it's over there, and then so how, does that feed into the trustee system? Because I went down to her office and they were doing the Greenfield and they had a big set stack that they were entering that they told me came from the assessor's office. I'm just trying to figure out in the process how many times we enter information or how much y'all
Tax
integrate.
rolls come from his office. It's a data field, it comes down and it produces the bills and the direct addresses and everything. She's adding other stuff, but your main, like your big tax roll.
Are the
every year,
systems talking?
They basically export a file, the state works on it, and then her system imports a file.
They just upload?
Yes, that's where all the addresses, they don't re-enter all the addresses and the amounts. And
They just make
the
those
assessed
changes,
values come
like the
from-
Greenfield?
The assessed values comes from his office with the address, the name, and everything. Her system has your property tax rate and stuff, and it calculates your bill. So no, but she does enter some things like changes from their office, but they don't manually.
So your changes don't interface to her system, she
No.
has to enter those?
No,
He sends down a manual change and he signs off.
we do, if you own a farm and you sell it to her,
Yeah,
or sell part of it, then that deed comes through our office. We create a card for that parcel. John and whoever the mappers are at the time, they map it in, put it on our map, where you can come in and look at the map and see where it is.
okay.
So that, you know, it's remapped. Every time a piece of property is created, there's a subdivision. Subdivision, 150 lots. They have to map them in. They have to key everything, the map number, the address, all this stuff.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 mappers, John being one of them.
And Steve.
So he's gonna have to come up with a new mapper. And he informed me that he's probably gonna continue to map to some degree, but mapping is not an easy process to find somebody with those capabilities.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got one quick one. Have you started getting calls since the new appraisals?
Have I started calling?
New appraisals? Just
You got any
What
calls?
about,
He's had one or
Have
two.
you had any calls?
have I had any?
Yeah, just a couple?
No,
One or
no.
Is any of them been good?
I've got-
Anybody thank you?
Anybody wanna come up and listen to
No,
an email?
seriously.
I mean, voicemail?
I
Did I
mean,
say?
seriously though, thank you.
No, they call me
I was
too.
the one that made a smart comment, but I know it's not easy to thank you.
But everybody, I mean, we've had calls, they're calling other offices, they're sending us nasty emails, nobody's answering the phone. Well, we've got 15 phones and we don't have enough ears.
Yeah. Who deals with it?
Everybody,
Everybody does.
Everybody.
In the entire court.
everybody in our office is answering the phone
Yeah.
and dealing with public.
Well, we're dealing with it too.
Yes.
We're all cost trained.
And you know, you gotta be hard skinned over this
Yeah.
and not take it personal, but,
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of people will go out and they'll commend us on the way we've handled it. And, you know, and they understand when it's explained to them. And, I can understand when you get a piece of mail that
Doubles your value.
the value doubles and they think, well, they're not aware of what a certified rate is.
Right.
And, so when you explain it to them, it makes a lot of difference.
But you still get the phone calls, so I imagine your
Yeah.
phone calls are way, way up, right?
So-
They are, and I've got emails that I haven't answered, I've got mails, letters. I mean, I'm gonna get to them. We've got until the 1st of June for our office to deal with them. Then after that, they have to go to the board. And you can sign up for the board up till the 14th. But preferably, if we can handle it in office before it goes to the board, we do. And we find an errors, and, you know, we know it's not perfect.
Is there a window of time that you could appeal? All over?
June 14th.
If you get signed up before June the 14th,
Send it to Terry. I'm just saying.
it will go until the last person's heard.
See, right now.
So, I have a question,
All right.
and
Any other
I,
No idea what
I
the
do.
certified
Go
rate is
ahead.
charged.
and I know you're gonna tell me you don't know or you can't answer.
Okay?
What you think that ratio's number's gonna be next year?
That is,
The ratio
Next
will be
year.
100.
The ratio will be 100.
Well, I mean, what's our
Second
cost
year,
gonna
the
be? What are we
reappraisal
gonna be
is always
looking at
100.
for the ratio?
She's talking about reappraisal.
The
value.
yeah.
He won't know to June 14th.
No. You talking about the certified rate?
No, I'm talking about the ratio we're gonna give back to, the commercial.
Sales ratio goes back to 1 at
Yeah, it
reappraisal.
goes back to 1.
The cost.
Should be
Okay.
right at 1.
The first year it goes back because you're 100%, and then the second year, and then they adjust it on the third. But she's talking about the new certified rate. You want to know where we think it's going to be.
we know it's gonna be a bit for you to have that too.
Thank you.
Yes, it's gonna
Thank
be.
you for all your hard work.
It's gonna be.
Appreciate it.
And any of y'all have
You're right there,
questions,
go back to it.
come see us.
No, I'm wondering how much we're gonna have to pay back for the commercial and,
But be prepared.
the ratio.
You don't have to.
All right.
Oh, he's going back to
go ahead.
100%. But it's killing us this year.
It's, yeah.
It's ready for,
Did you wanna finish
Yeah, we can finish up.
This one will take, but it's.
Can you go ahead and look into
Knock this out. Let's knock
magistrate?
this out.
This is his magistrate. He's asking for one new employee, and he's also asking for the 5 plus 6% on everybody but himself. And then on the other one, I can tell you on risk management, we contacted the risk management lady the other day to find out what the rate was, because she hadn't provided us one, and she said the carrier's giving us an estimate of a 25% increase. But they are going to go back to see if they can find a cheaper carrier, so.
What picture we?
That's magistrates, and I did have risk management before I turned it and went to assessor. Because Eric's marked it, so where we at? The two are risk management in the general fund and magistrates, and you put risk management in this 25. I don't look at it right.
There it is.
Did you find risk management? The risk, do you know about what page that's gonna be, what's it is? Not toward finance, it's toward the top.
Right before finance.
Huh?
Right before
40,
finance.
43 is risk management.
These are ones I didn't have marked, we're gonna hear here later.
Yeah, 43.
Okay. And what's the other one?
43 is your risk management, and this risk management, if we want to stop it consists of two things. The amount transferred over to your self-insurance funds, the one we said that had a 0 increase, and then also the amount paid for your other insurance, like on the building to insure if a building's destroyed. That's the ones they're saying is gonna go up 25%. We know the new courthouse is gonna cost part of that, but 25% still seems really high, and they said they would try to give us a better number, but right now we got the 25%
The
building.
building and contents insurance is going up double. Is that because of the courthouse?
That, and then also they said there's a 25% value increase, or a
Okay.
25% overall increase, which
That's what you're disputing.
that's what we think we need another carrier if that's gonna happen.
Okay. Do we have would we have to put out a?
Well, right now we're
Bid
using
process for that?
right now we've got their,
Will we talk about it Tuesday?
We're shopping right now.
We're shopping.
We're waiting on that to see what that comes in
what's it
at.
called,
All right.
our broker's looking at it right now, to see if we can get a better rate.
Okay.
Broker
That's
Bob.
No, it's not Bob, it's another one.
Oh, he doesn't, oh, we got him?
Bob just does health insurance.
I thought Jeremy's son did it.
He does, he provides the value, because we
it's all-
insure it
I'm
as one
taking up
giant
time.
value, so he provides the overall value.
I got you, I understand.
And then the other one is we need to go to magistrates, is the only thing.
What page is that on?
It should be down there. And we just looked at the
You
salaries,
blasted through it already.
the salaries, but they didn't look at. It's on the screen though, if you all can see it, there's the actual magistrate. He didn't ask for a lot in the overall non-salary as far as an increase. If we pull the total, it is. He actually decreased his non-salary one by $420. Because you got to do one over magistrate. They changed.
Can you remind me how many we already have?
How many magistrates?
Yeah, we're adding one, so how many
Click
do we
on that
have?
sheet, Beth, and we can tell you. It's right there. He's got,
7.
seven. He's wanting to add one more, and then the director would make him 9.
No, okay. Okay.
If you provided the new magistrate.
And are they needing a new one because of volume? Do you know? I mean,
Eric's over.
Yes, and this is a 24/7 gig, so they're rotating vacation, sick leave. That's the only pool they're working with to make sure
so what changed? That they need a new body?
it's always been understaffed.
Okay, that's what I'm
And
wondering.
when Mr. Draper, I don't know if he retired or
Sumner County now?
where he went, but he was the main magistrate. When he left, some people went with him, and then that created some vacancies, so we were down to 4 for a while, or maybe it was 5. But
So, did we eliminate vacant positions before?
no, none were eliminated. They finally got filled, and you'll probably remember about 4 of them coming through commission this past cycle.
I do.
And they're adding one more, and it's just to keep a rotation where people can plan time off and things of that nature.
Right now, you're magistrate.
But it's not an increase in workload. We've just been kind of understaffed.
Correct.
What's the timeline, like, how long does it take to process a, what?
A magistrate?
It could be.
Like, what's the limiting factor? I guess that's the real question here, right?
Well, what they're doing is they're taking a lot of work off the general sessions judges, mainly Judge Blanton and Judge,
No, I mean, I understand, I'm just trying to get a sense of like, what's the timing, like, there's gotta be some kind of.
Like I come in drunk
so
and
somebody
he's
gets
my
arrested, they
magistrate.
get
Yeah.
brought in front of the magistrate, and then a determination can be made at that time whether they can
Okay.
meet bail
So,
requirements.
Let me, so my understanding is that the reason this thing was put into place was because we had people waiting in jail.
Yes.
For a magistrate, and it was really bad. I
Yeah.
understand that problem. I'm
Okay.
saying, is that happening now?
No.
We have people coming to jail now, and they're having to wait. And so if we're not having that happen, then what do we need to do with that? Which I think is.
Because it's been a staffing problem as far as keeping a consistent calendar going for them. They've always been understaffed, and time off, sick time,
Okay.
all this other
Got it.
personal related stuff that goes along with being an employee.
So-
It creates a significant burden on them and causes them to work back-to-back shifts and things of that nature. And to be perfectly honest, these guys are doing full-time jobs on a rotating system like that at that rate. I think that in and of itself was shocking to me when I saw the numbers.
And I'm not trying to be ugly about them, but I'm still like wondering now, so we have one there at a time, and we have to do it 24/7? I mean, not that they're all working 24/7, but do we have one magistrate on staff, or do we have two, or?
There's always a
two?
minimum of one. During the day, there'll be usually two because there's the admin side of
Okay.
running that department or that magistrate division, for lack of a better word. And and then there's the payroll, there's everything that goes along with the administrative side of that job. So there's usually a second magistrate during business hours for that, and the rest are cycling on one of 3 shifts during the 24-hour cycle.
I understand. I just need to think about it.
So there's 7 now, and we need another, and that's what the bump is for.
And then,
What's really happening is, they're moving one of the full-timers to the part-time, which is about to be vacant. That person has the most experience, and at the part-time level, they have the ability to train and oversee, these newer ones that have come online here recently, the
That
4
makes
new
sense.
ones, so that they can keep them in compliance, because they've got certain statutes that apply to them, and to train the new full-timer when they come on, and just kind of keep a cycle
Would they
going.
still be also acting as a magistrate themselves?
Yes,
Okay,
on a
got it,
part-time
got it.
basis.
Okay, I got it. Got it. That is how we. So what you're really talking about is that because of the operation, you need 0.5 FTE as a trainer.
That's what it's really
Got it.
coming down
Okay,
to.
I got it. That helps. Any other questions?
Does the director also do the magistrate work?
Me?
No, not you, the director of the magistrates. Because you said
Oh,
there'd be
yes,
7
yes,
plus
he's-
1, and then
he's-
add 1 if you add the director.
He's in the rotation, yes.
Okay.
Okay. But
So not
nobody-
just like overhead that's not on the
There's-
ground?
There's nobody called a magistrate that's not performing that task.
That was my question. Because some,
Including the supervisor.
Yes.
yeah,
They're a player coach.
They said the conference, right? Put it in the conference.
All right, any other questions? Okay. Thanks. Joey.
I still
And
can't be a
that's the only
magistrate,
reason-
right?
No,
I
it's
still
okay,
can't
back
be?
this time.
You can be, yeah.
No, law says commissioner can't be.
Oh, as a commissioner, yeah, I just thought you.
Anybody didn't get soft drinks, there's water.
I don't
As a
choose
citizen.
magistrates. Did you stop that?
Hey, Steve.